This is so true. When looking at the Marvel Rivals roster, not a single one of the X-Men or mutants in general are a strategist. And while it is leaked that Rogue will be a strategist in Season 5, there is still so many other mutants that could be strategists if they do come out in Marvel Rivals. And my first example is gotta be Professor X. When people think of Charles Xavier Professor X, they think of him being in a wheelchair, but I'm pretty sure at this point in history, Professor X has been walking around and not in a wheelchair longer than he has been in a wheelchair. Professor X, he can be a character who can run around, do stuff, and he can wear this costume that he wore in Krakoa. And Professor X, he would make a phenomenal strategist. Professor X, the introduction of his character was leading new mutants into realizing their powers and fighting the good fight. As a character, it would make sense for him to be a strategist, and also he's a character that tries to heal people even though it does have some consequences. So Professor X, he can be a strategist and he can just use his telepathy to heal people's minds and that increases their HP. Moving on to a different mutant, let's talk about Dazzler. Dazzler, she's a character who has the ability of turning sound into light. I really don't have a good explanation, but I just think an ability like that just sounds like something they could have for a strategist. You could have it that she uses light energy to heal people, and they could have an ability about sound related stuff. So you could have it that if she's next to her enemies, they cannot hear anything, including ultimate voice lines. Now moving on to a new mutant, let's talk about Forge. Forge, his main ability is that he's really good with technology and he can just invent things. He's really good with machines and stuff. And so I think that can make him a really good candidate to be a strategist because he can pretty much create machines that can heal people. You can give him a healing gun, you can give him a bullet gun to shoot people. It makes sense for him to be a strategist. And now after Forge, my next idea would have to be Jubilee. Now Jubilee, her main mutant power is the fact that she can create fireworks and they go boom, and that seems very DPS related, and yes, that makes sense. But personality wise, I feel like Jubilee just works better as a strategist, just personality wise. It has to do with her character, not her abilities. You could have it so that her fireworks can heal people and have her projectile be like Baptiste from Overwatch. Like Baptiste, he has like a healing gun and he shoots it and it goes at an arc and it explodes. You can have the same thing. She can shoot a firework and it explodes for healing. This is less ability based and more so just the fact that I just think as a character, her personality, Jubilee works better as a strategist than she would as a duelist. And then moving on to the last character that I'll be talking about, it is gonna be Warlock. Warlock, his main ability is that he can take organic life and turn it into techno-organic life. Pretty much he can just take natural life forms and turn them into robots. But also he can do the opposite. He can turn techno-organic life into normal organic life. However, when he does turn things from techno-organic to normal organic life, it does come at the cost of his own body. He has to sacrifice parts of himself and do all those things. And so one thing that would be really cool with Warlock is that Warlock, he can heal people by sacrificing his own HP, and then he has to figure out new ways of regenerating his own HP. You could have it that if he attacks certain people, he gains HP, but when he uses his healing abilities, he loses HP. And those are my ideas of X-Men characters that I think could be strategists in Marvel Rivals.